Hello friends! Long time no see. I know I haven't made a video in a little bit. A bitch is busy, okay? Emotionally busy. Y'all know I'm unemployed, but there's a lot going on here. Anyway, today we're chatting about thrift tips and how to thrift online. I talk so much about thrifting. I talk about the positives of thrifting. I talk about the problems of thrifting. So today we're just gonna get right to it. For today's video, I am wearing a thrifted outfit. Actually, this is just an old white long sleeve t-shirt. But this little number that you can't see is a dress that I've tucked into my pants to go for this like 90s look that I'm trying to achieve. I tried. Thrift tip number 1, diversify where you're looking. I've chatted about so many different platforms: Poshmark, Depop, Vinted, Mercari, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, ThredUp, Etsy. There's so many places. Familiarize yourself with like all of these different apps. I feel like there's a new app every few months of basically an online selling and buying platform. Going along that tip, it's also understanding kind of like what each platform stands for. For example, Poshmark, I would say, is definitely more like middle-aged women focused, or that's just where it has popularity, whereas Depop is like way more millennial, Gen Z, streetwear type of vibe. So depending on what you're looking for, it may be worth to hop off from one platform to another if you can't find what you're looking for. So my second thrift tip is actually just a general thrift tip, is keeping a thrift wish list. Anyone who wants to start thrifting, I would say start making a little wish list of things that you are okay finding secondhand and just things that are on a regular wish list that you can wait for. This allows you to like jot down what's on your mind, organize what's going on up here. I can barely keep my own thoughts in order, so writing it down on paper or on my phone really helps me not forget things. I keep my thrift list on my phone. I want a black puffer jacket, faux leather pants or leggings, Air Force Ones, corduroy pants, overalls or dungarees, a black turtleneck. So some of these are like staple pieces, and other things, example like the Air Force Ones, may come and go. I may not ever find them thrifted, and that's okay. I'm not gonna die without them. So it keeps me in check, it keeps your girl in check from wanting to just grab everything at the thrift store that I think is cute. Rather, I'm gonna stick to my wish list that helps me establish a really well-rounded wardrobe. Thrift tip number 3, be as specific as possible. As someone who used to resell stuff online when your girl didn't have the legal authority to get a job, I know what it's like to be a seller on a platform. And the most seasoned sellers are going to list items and have like the exact name of the product that you're looking for. For example, let's take the hottest thing on the market, the Ivy Park and Adidas drop. I'm pretty sure things are sold out already. The world went wild. She broke the internet yet again. We're here for it. So if you're looking for the dark green oversized sweatshirt, you could type that in, but it may take you a little bit more time to find exactly what you're looking for. So a seasoned reseller or someone who actually knows kind of what they're doing will put Adidas by Ivy Park cargo sweatshirt. They may even put like gender neutral on here. If you have a friend or someone on Instagram or whatever, and you really love something that they're wearing, one of the best things to do is like try and figure out the exact name and model of whatever it is that you're looking for. That will really help you out a ton. So another thrift tip coming from a former reseller is know the lingo. So if you're looking for something new with tags or never worn, those are things that you should be typing into your search bar. Some acronyms are like NWT, EUC, I'm trying to think what other ones. That's a little cheeky tip for you. Thrift tip number, whatever number we're on, use filters to your advantage. For example, I have been on the search for denim overalls, I think for over a year now. I really want to buy them secondhand. I really want to find the perfect fit, but using filters to your advantage could save you so much time. So I'm typing dungarees on Depop. I'm gonna hit the filters. You can have different sizes. Set your sizes on the platform. Automatically, when you're searching for stuff, it'll narrow down. But if you don't have those sizes set, you're gonna be searching for things that aren't even gonna fit you. So use different filters for your advantage. For example, you can also search by brand. So I'm gonna type in denim overalls. I'm gonna go into my filters and I'm gonna search by brand. So if I'm only looking for Levi's, I can only search for Levi's. And here we go, only Levi dungarees. My next tip is to always send an offer. Most sellers are willing to negotiate on the price. Unless it's specified, you should be able to make them an offer, ask them if they're able to wiggle on the price. Along this tip, you also can use different promotions that the app itself would be running. Because I sold on Poshmark, I know that they typically will have something called closet clear out. They incentivize you, both the seller and the buyer, by giving you discounted shipping if the seller drops the price. So if you're aware of that type of incentive, you can message that seller and be like, hey, I know that Poshmark is running a closet clear out today. Would you be willing to drop the price $5 or whatever? And I automatically get discounted shipping. I have not only sold stuff like that, but I've also bought stuff like that just simply because I know what's going on. But definitely always make an offer rather than just buying the item out front. Unless you're feeling nice, unless you got the means. My next tip is to know your sizes. Obviously, thrifting online, you're not going to be able to try anything on. I don't need to tell you that. It is crucial for you to know your size so you don't get a garment that you can't return and it doesn't fit you. So I know this is a lot easier said than done, but even if you can just ask someone for measurements, that can help you go a long way. Say it's a medium, but you're normally a large. You can ask for the measurements around the bust, the length, the arm length, all of those things in order for you to cover your bases. That way, when you get the item, you don't get that sinking feeling of oh, it's not gonna fit. And you're hyping yourself up because it's beautiful and you're so excited for it, and then it can't get over your thigh. We've all been there. Going along with sizing, if there's a brand that you know always fits you well, feel free to shop within that brand and see if you can find whatever it is that you're looking for within that brand that you know won't let you down. Another tip that I have is build relationship with resellers. Having a little conversation allows them to get to know you. You can maybe get a discount in the future. You can know about new stuff that they will be dropping. Having that type of relationship could be beneficial for both parties. My other thrift tip is to look on Instagram. There are now people that are trying to avoid the fees of these different platforms. So they're going to Instagram and they're just selling stuff solely on there. So you can actually start thrifting on Instagram. Another little Instagram tip, if you do find different resellers, be sure to check their bios, be sure to check if they have things like Instagram or social media, because typically people would like to give you a discount, 10-15%, if you go and follow their account. Another tip that I have is to set notification reminders. If there's any way for you to keep a watch list, for example, on eBay of an item that you're looking for or something in your size, get a notification when it comes in or something like that, use that to your advantage so you can be the first notified when something like that comes in and you can snatch it. An important thrift tip when you're only looking for stuff online is make sure that you look at the description for any imperfections, for stains, for holes. The last thing you want is to receive a garment that you're really excited for and see that it has some sort of problem with it. If the seller didn't, disclose that, you could open up a case or return it. But if they did and you missed it, it's really on you. So make sure that you are checking the description and even going a step further if you want to ask that reseller if there are any imperfections, if there's anything wrong with it. That way you are covering your little booty so you don't get disappointed. That is all that I can think of today, right now, in this moment. If I think of any more, hi, it's Next Day Dre. I ended up thinking of more tips that I wanted to include. So instead of like refilming, I'm just gonna squeeze this in. To keep with the thrift spirit, I'm wearing a thrifted cable knit sweater. I'm wearing the same long sleeve that I did yesterday. I'm actually wearing like the exact same outfit that I was yesterday with like the pants and the belt. Around these parts, we normalize wearing the same clothes. It's a pandemic, ain't nobody seeing me but myself, and I look cute. Okay, so the next tip is basically be patient, but consistent. I've basically replaced the habit of like aimlessly scrolling through Twitter and Instagram to now scrolling through Facebook Marketplace like a woman on a mission. I am trying to buy secondhand everything for my flat and furnish and decorate basically all through secondhand stuff. And on that platform, it is really like first come, first serve most of the time. So you just have to be at the right place at the right time. This is true with any app because you have to remember there are things being added on the daily, hour by hour, minute by minute. New things are being added or like reposted. So just because you don't find something right now today doesn't mean that you won't find it like in a couple of days, in a week or whatever. And that is when your thrift list comes into play. That way you don't forget and you can remind yourself and look at your thrift list and be like, oh, I want to look for this again. And then maybe you find it. My next tip, and I may make another like full video about this on like basically how to get free stuff online, but join like Facebook groups. A couple of groups that I'm a part of here in London is like an East London like buy and sell group, a plant swap, a free plant group, a free stuff group. So in those groups, it's exactly what they sound like. I've gotten so many free plants solely from plant swapping. I solely just propagated a plant that I have and swapped with other people. And that's the exact same way that it works with these other groups. The Free Stuff London, I haven't gotten anything yet, but I also lived in Seattle a few years ago and their group was called Buy Nothing, and I'm pretty sure they are gaining popularity around the States. So look for a local like Buy Nothing group, search a free stuff group, set your notifications on, that way you can always hop on and see what people are trying to get rid of. It is actually insane what people get rid of. When I lived in Seattle, I got a Dyson. I think I had posted on the group asking if anyone had a vacuum that I could use or even borrow. And she came back like actually a couple days later and said, hey, I actually have this vacuum that I don't want. And I was like, gasp. All right, that's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually want to see more daily content, you can check out my Instagram at Andrea Caterina. I try to talk about thrift tips, sustainable living, climate justice, social justice, and I'm trying to bring that more into this channel as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I promise to be more consistent, I think. Okay, bye! I'm very well versed in the world of getting free stuff on Facebook. If you want a video about that, LMK in the comments or DM me on Instagram. Bye!